What if, perhaps, there was a way to counter this scourge? Well, do I have something to show you. Welcome back to Shihai-sha. In today's video, we will be going over my Season 13 build, which is supposed to be taking the fight to the current meta of Stasis, Fellwizards, and 120 RPM hand cannons. This build will mainly consist of the Bastion exotic fusion rifle, the Armamentarium exotic chest armor, the top sentinel tree, and the suppressor grenades. So without any further delay, let's get right into it. The Bastion exotic fusion rifle charges to fire 3 spreads of kinetic slugs, and its secondary perk, Breakthrough, a portion of this weapon damage bypasses elemental shields, makes this weapon a beast against Guardian supers, which is the main thing that we are going to be shutting down when it comes to this build. We will be pairing it with the Brass Attacks exotic sidearm, which this role has arrowhead break, high caliber rounds surplus in one for all. I don't really think this is a very good role, but once you can find a good PvP role, this sidearm is a beast in PvP, and that's mostly because it is an aggressive burst intrinsic, which is a hard-hitting 2 burst fire sidearm. Now this is the one sidearm that's not really a meme in Destiny. We'll be pairing this with the Commemoration legendary machine gun from the Deepstone Crypt raid. It has dynamic sway reduction and armor lenting. It's a pretty good PvP role, and yeah, it just replaces Hammerhead, which is being considered the best legendary machine gun for PvP until it was sunset with the release of Beyond Light. Our main chest armor we'll be using is the Armamentarium. Gain an additional grenade charge. You'll realize why this is important and why I'm making discipline a priority over recovery. But for mods, for the helmet, we will be using a discipline increase, fusion rifle targeting, and radiant light. Casting your super causes nearby allies to become charged with light. It also gives you plus 20 melee cooldown reduction. The arms, we will be using a discipline increase, fusion rifle reload speed increase, and powerful friends. When you become charged with light, nearby allies also become charged with light if they are not already. It also gives you a great increase in mobility. For the Armamentarium, we will be using a discipline increase, unflinching fusion rifle aim, and taking charge. Become charged with light by picking up orbs of power. For the legs, we will be using the discipline increase. Absolution reduces all ability cooldowns each time you pick up an orb of power. Traction, gain tighter turn radius while sprinting. And high energy fire, while charged with light, gain a bonus to weapon damage. Each defeated combatant consumes 1 stack of charge with light. This also works in PvP, and it makes the Brass Attack sidearm even more powerful. Now, onto the class item. We will be using a recovery mod. Distribution reduces all ability cooldowns when using your class ability near enemies, and kindling the flame. While charged with light, reviving a downed guardian gives you a burst of healing, consuming 1 stack of charge with light. Now, why the Armamentarium, you might ask? You might think, wait, Shihai-sha, this is a mid-tier exotic at best. Well, not when you're pairing it with the suppressor grenades, an explosive grenade that suppresses, preventing enemies from using abilities for a short time. This abilities also includes supers, so just throw one and the super will disappear. They will be left defenseless and have very limited mobility. And the Armamentarium allows you to throw 2 of them, so if you miss your first one, you have a second chance at shutting down the super. We will be pairing this with the top tree sentinel, defensive strike. Defeat an enemy with this melee ability to create an overshield around you and nearby allies. Final blows grant melee energy when this overshield is active. Turn the tide. Your overshield from defensive strike lasts longer and increases melee damage and reload speed. The fusion rifle and the sidearm will become insta-reload with this active. Rallying Force. Melee kills restore health for you and nearby allies. Useful when going against Stasis. And Ward of Dawn. Though I'm not going to use this very often, it is very useful in a pinch. When super energy is full, create an indestructible dome to protect you and your allies. Passing through Ward of Dawn grants you and allies a temporary increase to weapon damage. Again, the fusion rifle will become even more powerful. So pop the bubble, hit the super with Bastion, and they'll be dead for certain. Though I mostly use the normal Sentinel shield, which you can throw and hit people with. And the main thing to do with this build is to hit someone with a suppressor grenade, leaving them defenseless, and use the Bastion to finish them off. If the Bastion doesn't work, you can always use your sidearm and use a machine gun when heavy ammo is available. And without any delay, I'll be showing a quick montage showing just what this build can do when used properly. You might see this build in some upcoming PvP videos. I don't really know, but I'm sure it will be used again. But until that time, I bid you adieu. And as always, rule the game.